Hi, my name's Emily. I'm here at the 5G MENA conference with Saleem Al-Balooshi, who's the Chief Infrastructure Officer at Du Telecom. So Saleem, it would be great to just understand what are the current priorities for Du with regards to your 5G networks?
Actually, we are in a world that is changing very fast. The changes are mainly driven by the demand for doing more, being more productive in an efficient manner. So to achieve these changes, all the verticals in the industry, in all industries actually, being healthcare, being education, being transportation, being retail business, and you name it, all the industries are required to transform. And we as telecom operators, we are at the core of driving all this transformation from our connectivity capabilities and other capabilities around the connectivity as well. So from there, we are driving initiatives which is again 5G. One of the initiatives is 5G, which is not traditional evolution of 2G, 3G, 4G in mobile, which is mainly focused on bandwidth and throughput, while 5G is more, we are looking at it from business transformation and transforming all other industries to achieve their objectives. 5G for us is automation, or digital transformation actually, specifically, is automation our own capabilities within the company, helping other verticals to transform and transforming our network, our infrastructure to meet the expectation of digital transformation. Hence 5G. 5G again is a framework that drives different initiatives, different capabilities, and it is at the top priority of our activities. It is not only spectrum and access. It is spectrum, it is network, and other activities within the network.
Great. And you mentioned that you're obviously driving digital transformation across a number of verticals. And what do you think will the biggest use case that will drive uptake of 5G?
So actually 5G, when we talk about 5G, the spectrum readiness, network readiness for 5G, these are the core of telecom operators. However, the main challenge will be how we make money out of the infrastructure which we are building, which is a costly infrastructure that will be built. So hence use cases are very important. More important than the use cases actually, how all the ecosystem, all the player will benefit from the rollout of these use cases. The use cases varies from different perspectives. Again, the sensors, deployment of sensors, deployment of big data capabilities and sharing information to the decision maker to take the right decision at the right time, and enabling automation. So these three use cases, which involves all other use cases actually, deployment of sensor, deployment of big data capabilities, and automation. These are the three core elements for driving different use cases. The main challenge now, the implementation of these three technically, I think this is at the core of our DNA as telecom operators. Main challenge, how we figure out as industry, as end-to-end ecosystem, how we figure out how each player in these segments, how they make money and how they benefit from the rollout of these use cases. The quick win from use cases, specifically 5G, is the rollout of 5G for fixed network, the broadband capabilities in 5G, the high throughput, ultra throughput capabilities in 5G, which will expedite the rollout of 5G for home services, providing triple play services for home users. However, as well, the other use cases, sensors deployment. We have implemented, actually we finished the initial implementation for Hassantuk project. Hassantuk is connecting buildings nationwide in the UAE, deploying sensor and for the safety purposes, extending the sensor to a centralized firefighting department, centralized operation center, where they detect faster and improve the life, actually, and the emergency response actually for the cases where there is a fire hazard. Another use case with the Dubai Pulse implementation, which it is an implementation where we collect data from different entities in within Dubai government, and presenting the required dashboard to different entities and different organizations within Dubai government, sharing dashboards, sharing different capabilities and information for them to take the right decision at the right time. And the implementation, these implementation are horizontal in its approach. So as operators, we are positioned rightly that implementing the horizontal implementation than the solo vertical implementation, which will be very costly and very difficult to take it to the next level of innovation as well.
And we were talking before about Expo 2020 in the UAE and potential, as a target for rollout. Do you think that will be when we see commercial networks rolled out for 5G in the UAE, or do you think we're likely to see anything before that?
Actually, much earlier than this. We are planning to do initial rollout. 5G will go through different phases. Actually, 4G today it has potential to grow. So 4G and 5G will coexist. We continue our investment in 4G. However, 5G will initially be mainly shout. So definitely in the UAE, our strategy to be part of the shout. So we will implement 5G end of 2018. We expect again commercial readiness from vendor perspective and from infrastructure perspective. The equipment will be ready, so we'll be part of the initial shout. The terminals will be ready in Q1 of 2019. We'll be part of that as well. Then incrementally we continue investing in our 5G capabilities, 5G infrastructure. By 2020 we will have significant rollout of 5G capabilities and implementation of use cases. Use cases are more important than the infrastructure, just the infrastructure. The use cases which will make visitors to the UAE and visitors to the expo, their experience and the way they will look at things more effective actually, and benefiting from the show in general.
Yeah, you've spoken a little bit about the kind of ROI being a big challenge and monetizing a lot of these use cases being one of the major issues. I mean, how strong is the business case for 5G in the region?
Yeah, actually, the implementation of the infrastructure, I think, is unavoidable. We will implement the infrastructure. The challenge is to bring the players together and figure out how we make money out of these capabilities and how each player will benefit from that. The players being, again, the international organization, defining the standard, the regulatory body, the government, the operators, of course, vendors, the handset and terminal vendors, and the end user. The end user from verticals. It is very important for them to understand the implementation of use cases will not work in silo approach. It is unavoidable that we have to do it in a horizontal approach where security is an important thing. Data confidentiality is another important, the scalability of the capabilities, and these things are in the DNA of the operators, of telecom operators. So we are again positioned in the right position to drive value of all the use cases that are expected over 5G. And however, again, we need to figure out as an industry how we benefit, and each players will benefit from this capabilities. In the UAE, actually, we have our regulatory body, the Telecom Regulatory Authority. They have initiated the 5G initiatives. They are driving 3 streams under 5G: the spectrum stream, the infrastructure stream, and the use case stream. And they are bringing all the players in the market jointly to discuss how we move forward with the use cases, with the deployment of 5G and positioning the spectrums. So we are in a healthy situation and healthy discussion actually in the UAE from a use case perspective. However, the infrastructure, I think we will go ahead and implement the infrastructure. That is unavoidable, and the use cases will come, and same as what happened, similar debate we had when 3G rollout. We implemented the infrastructure, and the killer apps, the use cases, people adaptation to the new use cases has happened incrementally at different stages.
Yeah, you've said that infrastructure rollout, it will happen, but are there any kind of big technical challenges still remaining? I mean, are there any big questions on that side?
So looking at telecom operators, implementing at the access. Again, this is in our DNA. I think we don't see any challenges, access implementation. We don't see any challenges in different aspects of network, from cloudification, from orchestration, the infrastructure, fiberization, the software-defined network. So all these things are in our DNA. We have started actually the journey for those implementations. We don't see any challenges for the way forward. Biggest challenge will be the automation capabilities, the robotization, which is a new variable, in my view, that from telecom operators' perspective, and that is an area that we need to build a culture. We need to develop our people We need to, again, invest in different aspects in order to build the capability for the automation and the robotization. That it is an important pillar, the infrastructure, the cloudification of the network, and the automation. Automation, we need to invest, build the culture, build the capabilities within the operator. It is mainly operator HR and manpower we have in order to drive, again, the value and build the full ecosystem for 5G.
Great. And you're joining a panel later to talk about different deployment models for 5G. And we were sort of talking about the do strategy towards that. Are you able to just tell me a bit more about what your plans are for 5G deployment in the region?
So we started actually our investment since 2017, focusing on enabling our infrastructure and preparing the infrastructure for 5G. We started with the different services, the cloudification of our services and virtualization of the services. We started increasing our investment in fiberization. We are increasing our fiber footprint nationwide. We introduced actually our narrowband IoT edge network, and we are implementing as well enabling our access for narrowband IoT. In network, we have at final stage of our RFP for network function, the orchestration layer actually, building the orchestration layer and CPE virtualization capabilities, which we expected to add more value to the customers and more services, more innovative services, being enterprise or consumers. All these activities that we are performing, all are enablers for 5G, which is by end of the year we will be at the stage of implementation of 5G commercial rollout. So since 2017 actually, most of our investment is focusing, enabling our network for 5G and readiness of 5G.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's great to speak to you and get your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you.